When we think about what truly separates human beings and makes them stand out in relationships, careers, and society, emotional intelligence often comes to mind. And when we look closely, women possess an extraordinary gift in this regard. Emotional intelligence is not just about being sensitive or soft-hearted. It is about the ability to read emotions, interpret them accurately, and respond in ways that build connection and understanding. This ability is something that women carry naturally and is one of the most powerful aspects of their existence. Science has shown us that women's brains are structured to pick up on emotional cues more quickly than men's. The regions of the brain responsible for empathy and emotional processing are generally more active in women. This means that from an early age, many women are already tuned into what others feel, even when nothing is said out loud. It is why a mother can look at her child and instantly know when something is wrong. Why a wife can sense her husband's silent struggles, or why a female friend can recognize emotional changes in someone without needing a word of explanation. This gift is not just intuition. It is rooted in biology and heightened by lived experiences. But this natural emotional intelligence is not only about relationships. In workplaces, women often excel in roles where leadership requires understanding people's motivations and challenges. Studies have revealed that teams led by emotionally intelligent leaders are more productive, creative, and resilient. Women bring this invisible yet undeniable strength to every table they sit at. When they negotiate, they are not only thinking about numbers, but also about the emotional impact of decisions on people involved. When they manage, they do not only assign tasks, but also motivate by connecting on a deeper level. Consider how emotional intelligence transforms communication. Women are more likely to use active listening, maintain eye contact, and validate the feelings of others. This ability creates spaces where people feel seen and heard, which is one of the greatest human needs. Imagine a society where every person felt understood. That kind of environment is often shaped by the natural emotional intelligence women embody daily. And yet, this gift is not just about others, it also extends inward. Women are often more self-aware, able to recognize and regulate their own emotions with a depth that inspires balance. Where some may explode in anger or retreat in silence, many women pause, reflect, and respond with understanding. This is why women are often the peacekeepers in families, the glue that holds relationships together, and the ones who encourage dialogue rather than division. Their awareness of their inner world allows them to adapt and thrive even when circumstances are unpredictable. Think about history and how women have played roles in movements, revolutions, and moments of change. Behind the scenes, they influenced outcomes not only through logic, but also by appealing to hearts. They connected with people, stirred empathy, and encouraged others to act from a place of humanity rather than mere obligation. That is emotional intelligence at work on the grandest scale. On a personal level, men who understand this about women begin to see them differently. They recognize that the quiet advice of a woman, the instinctive feeling she shares, or the concern she expresses often comes from this heightened awareness. It is not just random. It is the product of centuries of evolution, biology, and emotional mastery. To dismiss it would be to ignore one of the most powerful forces available to humanity. At the same time, emotional intelligence also means women often carry heavy emotional loads. They feel deeply, they empathize with others' pain, and sometimes they absorb struggles that are not even their own. Yet even in this, there is a lesson. Strength is not only about carrying weights, but also about caring enough to lift them in the first place. Women do not just survive emotions, they navigate them with courage, turning vulnerability into power. So, when we speak of women being biologically wired with stronger emotional intelligence, it is more than a scientific observation. It is a recognition of the hidden strength that shapes families, businesses, and entire communities. It is a reminder that the world often runs not only on logic and physical force, but also on understanding, compassion, and connection. Women embody this truth daily, showing that intelligence is not measured only in IQ, but in the ability to make people feel valued, respected, and understood. The human body is an extraordinary creation, but when we look at a woman's body, we see resilience on a completely different level. From the moment a girl steps into puberty until the later years of her life, her body is constantly adapting, changing, and transforming to meet the demands of nature, survival, and life itself. This resilience is often taken for granted. But when you pause and reflect on it, the sheer strength behind a woman's body is nothing short of astonishing. Take the menstrual cycle, for example. Every month, the female body prepares for the possibility of creating life. Hormonal shifts occur, the body readies itself, and then resets if pregnancy does not happen. This cycle is not just physical, it influences energy, mood, and emotions. Yet, women continue with their daily routines. going to work, raising children, building businesses, studying and creating while their bodies endure waves of change. What looks ordinary on the outside is actually a remarkable rhythm of resilience that few other beings experience. And then there is pregnancy, one of the most extraordinary demonstrations of what the female body is capable of. A woman's body creates, nurtures, and sustains another human being within her. Her organs shift, her blood volume increases, her heart works harder, and her body becomes a shelter and a source of nourishment for life. The strength it takes to carry a child is monumental, and yet millions of women around the world do it with a quiet grace. They face morning sickness, fatigue, backaches, and sleepless nights, but they still move forward. What is even more remarkable is that once a baby is born, many women heal and bounce back, ready to nurture, love, and give even more of themselves. That is resilience at its finest. Childbirth itself is often described as one of the most physically demanding experiences a human being can endure. The body pushes itself to limits that would be unimaginable in any other context. Yet, despite the pain and the exhaustion, women emerge from that moment with strength that not only marks their physical capability, but also their emotional endurance. Some may carry scars, some may heal slowly, but the fact remains they endure one of life's greatest tests and come out on the other side with life in their arms. But resilience does not stop at reproduction. A woman's body continues to adapt through hormonal changes, such as during menopause. At a time when her body transitions once again, she may face challenges like fatigue, mood swings, and changes in health, but she adapts and finds new balance. Her body does not give up, it redefines itself. This ability to keep evolving, no matter the stage of life, is one of the strongest testaments to endurance and flexibility. Beyond biological changes, women's bodies often face societal pressures. From beauty standards to the demands of physical labor, they are constantly challenged to prove strength in different ways. Some women work long hours in fields, factories, or offices while still carrying the responsibilities of home. Others push their physical limits as athletes, proving that endurance and power are not determined by gender, but by sheer will. In every context, women continue to show that their bodies are not fragile but adaptable, resilient, and capable of extraordinary feats. Think about how women carry both physical and emotional burdens at once. They may experience pain or fatigue, but still step up to care for children, families, or communities. They may face illnesses but fight with a determination that inspires those around them. They may confront societal expectations yet continue to break barriers and rise above them. Each of these moments reflects the truth that a woman's body is not just a vessel, but a testament to survival, strength, and adaptability. Even science acknowledges the resilience of women's bodies. Studies have shown that women live longer than men on average, often by several years. Their immune systems are generally more responsive, allowing them to withstand illnesses better. In times of crisis, whether famine, disease, or war, women's bodies have historically proven more capable of survival. This resilience is not accidental, it is part of the intricate design of who they are. What makes all of this even more powerful is that women often carry these transformations and struggles silently. They do not always announce their pain. They do not always highlight their battles, but within them is an unwavering strength that speaks volumes without words. Their bodies tell a story of endurance, one that begins at adolescence, evolves through motherhood or personal challenges, and continues into the later stages of life. It is a story of change, but more importantly, a story of resilience that never fades. One of the most fascinating aspects of the human brain is its ability to process, organize, and execute tasks. When it comes to multitasking, research has consistently pointed toward women having a natural advantage. This does not mean men cannot multitask, but women are wired in a way that allows them to juggle multiple responsibilities without losing sight of what matters most. This ability is not just a surface-level skill. It is an intricate balance of biology, psychology, and life experience that equips women to move seamlessly through different roles. The structure of the female brain plays a significant role in this. Neuroscientists have studied the differences between male and female brains, finding that women often have stronger connections between the left and right hemispheres. This means they can switch between analytical thinking and intuitive reasoning more fluidly. In practical terms, it explains why a woman can be cooking dinner, helping her child with homework, and answering a work email all at the same time, maintaining efficiency and emotional presence in each role. Her brain is not compartmentalizing tasks into separate boxes. It is weaving them together into a smooth flow. Beyond biology, society has historically placed women in positions where multitasking became second nature. For centuries, women have managed households, raised children, supported communities, and worked alongside men. This constant balancing act trained not just their bodies, but also their minds to handle multiple streams of activity simultaneously. While the world may not always recognize it, much of the rhythm of daily life depends on women's ability to manage complexity with calmness. This gift extends into professional life as well. In workplaces, women often shine in roles that require handling different projects, coordinating teams, and managing both details and big picture goals at once. They are able to shift from a leadership role in a meeting to addressing the personal concerns of a colleague without losing their composure. In fast-paced industries where priorities change rapidly, this flexibility becomes a competitive advantage. A multitasking mind does not just get more done. It adapts, anticipates, and thrives in changing circumstances. Emotional awareness also ties directly into multitasking. Women often navigate both task-related and emotional responsibilities simultaneously. For example, while managing work deadlines, a woman may also be aware of how her coworkers are feeling, picking up on stress signals or shifts in mood. This ability to process both cognitive and emotional information at once makes their multitasking not just efficient but deeply human. It creates workplaces and homes where productivity does not come at the cost of connection. What is remarkable is that women are not simply doing many things at once. They are doing them with a sense of presence. A mother may be on a conference call while preparing breakfast, yet she remembers that her child prefers less sugar in their cereal. A wife may be discussing financial planning with her husband, while mentally noting the groceries that need to be bought. A leader may be guiding her team through a project, while remembering to send a birthday message to a colleague. This depth of awareness adds meaning to the tasks being handled, turning multitasking into a reflection of care and attentiveness. Of course, the ability to multitask is not without its challenges. Carrying multiple responsibilities can sometimes lead to exhaustion or burnout. Women often carry what is called the mental load, the invisible checklist of tasks that keeps families, businesses, and communities running smoothly. Remembering birthdays, planning meals, scheduling appointments, managing finances, and keeping track of deadlines, these are often handled silently behind the scenes. Yet even in this weight, resilience emerges. Women continue to find ways to balance, delegate, and adapt because their brains have been shaped to manage these overlapping streams of responsibility. The multitasking strength of women also influences creativity. Being able to connect different ideas and perspectives at once allows for innovation. Women often bring fresh solutions to problems because they are not locked into a single mode of thinking. They can analyze logically while also considering emotional or practical dimensions, blending multiple viewpoints into one coherent vision. This is not just about handling tasks efficiently. It is about approaching life with a richness that comes from balancing many perspectives at once. In families, multitasking mothers and wives often serve as the silent organizers of daily life. They remember school schedules, medical check-ups, and family traditions while also maintaining careers and personal goals. Their ability to weave these elements together ensures that life flows more smoothly than most realize. Without their mental agility, many homes would fall into chaos. At its core, the ability of women to multitask better is not simply about efficiency. It is about adaptability. It is a demonstration of how the brain can evolve to meet the demands of life, how responsibilities can be layered without collapsing, and how focus can be divided yet still remain whole. It is the quiet, unseen genius that allows women to be mothers, professionals, caregivers, leaders, friends, and innovators all at once, moving through each role with a grace that seems effortless, but is actually a profound display of strength. Resilience is often defined as the ability to recover quickly from difficulties, to endure hardship without breaking, and to adapt when life throws unexpected challenges. When we look at women, history and science both reveal something extraordinary. They are naturally more resilient in crisis. This resilience is not always loud or dramatic. Sometimes it is quiet, steady, and unshakable, but its presence is undeniable. Women carry within them a strength that allows them not only to survive storms, but often to guide others safely through them. Biologically, women's bodies are built with endurance in mind. Studies have shown that in times of famine, disease, or war, women tend to survive at higher rates than men. Their immune systems are often stronger, and their bodies are designed to withstand stress in remarkable ways, even in the face of childbirth, which is one of the most intense physical trials known to humanity. Women endure pain, blood loss, exhaustion, and still emerge capable of nurturing and sustaining life. This ability to endure physically demanding and life-threatening challenges speaks volumes about the resilience coded into their very biology. But resilience goes far beyond the physical. In moments of crisis, whether personal, social, or global, women often step into roles of leadership and stability. a mother keeping her children safe during conflict, a wife holding her family together in financial struggles, or a woman leading a team through workplace uncertainty. These are not isolated stories, but recurring truths across cultures and generations. Women bring not only strength, but also composure, finding solutions while balancing the emotional weight of everyone around them. Emotional resilience is one of their greatest strengths. Women have a natural ability to process emotions deeply, yet rather than being consumed by them, they learn to channel those emotions into strength. When faced with loss, women may grieve intensely, but they also rise again with renewed determination to protect and provide. When confronted with failure, they find ways to rebuild piece by piece, often carrying others along with them. This is not about being unaffected by pain. It is about facing pain head-on and transforming it into courage. In households, women have historically been the pillars of survival during hard times. Think about wars, economic depressions, or even pandemics. While men often faced external battles, women were tasked with keeping the home intact, feeding families with limited resources, and ensuring that children grew up with stability despite chaos outside. That ability to hold together the center when everything else falls apart is one of the clearest demonstrations of resilience. Resilience also shines in the way women adapt to shifting circumstances. Life does not move in straight lines, and crises rarely come with warnings. Women, however, have developed a profound ability to adjust course, to accept change, and to make the best out of the worst. This adaptability is not just about survival, but about transformation. A woman losing a job may use that moment to create her own business. A mother struggling with limited means may still find creative ways to give her children joy. A leader facing unexpected setbacks may pivot strategies without losing momentum. These acts of adaptability turn crises into opportunities for growth. Science also acknowledges the psychological resilience of women. Research indicates that women, though more likely to experience stress or anxiety, also tend to seek social support more readily than men. This willingness to connect, to share burdens, and to lean on one another fosters collective strength. In times of crisis, women create networks, whether within families, communities, or workplaces, that allow healing and rebuilding to happen faster. They do not just endure challenges alone, they inspire resilience in those around them. Consider the countless stories of women who have faced unimaginable hardships, loss of loved ones, displacement, poverty, or discrimination, yet rise not only for themselves, but also for others. They carry responsibilities that could crush the spirit, and still, they move forward with persistence. This ability to endure both visible and invisible battles shows that resilience is not always about fighting back fiercely. Sometimes it is about carrying on quietly, refusing to let challenges define them, and refusing to give up even when the odds are stacked against them. What makes this resilience even more powerful is that it often comes wrapped in compassion. Women do not only endure for themselves, they endure for others. Their strength is not self-centered but relational. A woman in crisis does not simply ask, "How will I survive?" She also asks, "How can I make sure their love survive too?" This dual sense of responsibility fuels her determination to keep going no matter how heavy the burden becomes. This natural resilience in crisis reveals a truth that should never be overlooked. Women are not only capable of withstanding difficulty, but are often the anchors that keep families, communities, and even nations steady when everything else feels uncertain. Their endurance is not just physical or emotional, but deeply rooted in a balance of strength, compassion, and adaptability that makes them an unshakable force in the face of adversity. One of the most remarkable qualities of women is their ability to embody both softness and strength at the same time. These two qualities are often seen as opposites in society, as if gentleness means weakness and strength means hardness. Yet women continually prove that the two can exist together in perfect harmony, creating a power that is unique, transformative, and deeply inspiring. This duality is what allows women to lead with compassion while standing firm in conviction, to nurture with care while enduring unimaginable challenges, and to love deeply without losing their sense of self. Softness in women is often expressed through empathy, kindness, and the ability to connect with others on an emotional level. It shows up in the way a mother comforts her child after a difficult day, or how a friend listens without judgment when someone is hurting. It appears in small acts of consideration, remembering details others forget, offering words of encouragement, or providing a safe space for others to be vulnerable. This softness is not a flaw or fragility. It is a gift that brings warmth into a world that can often be cold and harsh. Yet alongside this softness exists undeniable strength. Women are pillars of endurance who have carried the weight of generations, facing hardships, discrimination, and struggles while still pressing forward. This strength is not always about physical power, although women are capable of extraordinary feats in that regard. It is about resilience, the capacity to rise again after being pushed down, and the ability to carry responsibilities that would overwhelm many others. It is the strength to raise families, build careers, pursue dreams, and confront challenges without losing their sense of purpose. The beauty lies in how women balance the two. Softness ensures that their strength does not turn into hardness, while strength ensures that their softness is never mistaken for weakness. Together, these qualities allow women to create spaces of trust, safety, and growth, whether in homes, workplaces, or communities. A woman can lead a team with authority, making tough decisions when necessary, yet do so in a way that inspires loyalty rather than fear. She can confront challenges firmly, but still extend compassion to those who struggle. This balance is a leadership quality that is rare and invaluable. History is filled with examples of this balance shaping societies. Women who have led movements for justice often did so not by imposing force, but by appealing to both the logic and the hearts of people. Their strength kept them standing when resistance was fierce, but their softness allowed them to connect with others and inspire change. In families, grandmothers, mothers, and sisters have long been the quiet leaders, guiding generations not through domination, but through a combination of care and resilience. Their influence often stretches farther than anyone realizes, shaping lives through daily acts of both tenderness and determination. In personal relationships, this balance is equally powerful. Women often provide emotional depth in partnerships, bringing softness through love, patience, and understanding. Yet they also bring strength by standing firm in their values, protecting their families, and setting boundaries when necessary. This combination creates relationships that are both nurturing and steady, built on a foundation of love and resilience. Men who recognize this balance often find themselves inspired and grounded by it, learning that true partnership thrives when strength and softness work together. In professional spaces, women continue to prove that this balance is an asset rather than a hindrance. The outdated notion that softness does not belong in leadership is slowly being erased as more women step into roles of influence. They show that compassion can coexist with authority, and that creating environments where people feel valued leads to greater productivity and innovation. Their ability to empathize allows them to understand the needs of their teams, while their inner strength equips them to make difficult choices with clarity and confidence. Even within themselves, women use this balance to navigate life's complexities. They allow themselves to feel, to cry, to express vulnerability without shame. Yet they also summon courage to push through pain, face fears, and rebuild when life breaks them down. This combination makes them not only survivors but visionaries who keep moving forward with hope and determination. The world often tries to put people into categories: soft or strong, emotional or logical, nurturing or powerful. But women consistently defy these boxes by showing that human beings are capable of embodying all of these qualities at once. Their softness brings healing, their strength brings stability, and their balance of the two brings transformation to every space they inhabit. This is not just a personal quality. It is a force that ripples outward, shaping families, communities, and even entire nations in ways that cannot be measured.